Okay, our part has gone through the ultrasonic cleaning solution for the full 25 minutes, submerged at about 155 degrees. What this function here does, it's an automatic function of the machine that once the cycle is completed, generally all of the residue and dirt and oils, which is lighter than water, will come to the surface. This cleaning feature, it's a skimmer feature if you will, sprays the water across the top, or the solution across the top of the surface, which pushes it back to the back of the machine, and it works kind of like a skimmer, so that when I go to pull out my part here, I'm not pulling it across oily, dirty, laden solution. So I dip it in here a few times, kind of rinse it, let it drain, and as you can see, this part has not been touched at all by human hands aside from taking it apart. It's just been thrown in the machine to clean. There's been no scrubbing, no grinding on it, nothing that would otherwise damage the surface. So if I wanted to reuse this piston, I theoretically could, because there's no scoring on it, any buff marks from any type of abrasive pads or steel wool or anything like that, bead blasting, soda blasting, none of that. The part is pretty much untouched. Again, you can see there's just the ring lands are spotless clean. It's even got the underneath the crown of the piston very clean as well. The top surface of the piston itself is pretty much spotless clean. I suppose one could go one step further and maybe take some steel wool to the top of that, or if you really wanted to get it cleaner than that, which isn't really necessary for reassembly, but you can see it's clean. There's no residue coming off. It's got the pores clean of the aluminum. So it does a very effective job. Excellent for fragile parts. Very good for carburetors and small brass parts that you don't want to see damaged. But a very good machine. Does an excellent job, and it takes us to the next level as far as preparing these vintage engines and sleds and things, so that everything remains intact. Especially for those that, if this was a piston that was unobtainable from the aftermarket or hard to find NOS, I could reuse this piston and put the engine back in service by just a ring replacement. So it's very good for very fragile, hard to replace, hard to find parts. But that's our ultrasonic cleaner.